Hello everyone, welcome to the 5 Minutes Podcast. Today I'd like to share with you episode 3, Roadmap of What Matters series. This is the original audio of the series I'm doing about career, and this time I talk about how do you build your roadmap? How do you identify the projects that you should undertake in the future to find your path towards your career? And sometimes in this video, I'm saying, oh, put your name here, put the project there. So I make this reference because it's a video. So just understand that I'm talking about a 2x2 matrix between cost and benefit. And I'm placing the post-its around this cost-benefit graphic to identify which of them are worth doing and which of them are not worth doing vis-a-vis my direction of travel, okay? I hope you enjoy it and see you next week with another 5 Minutes Podcast. This photo is a very important photo for me. It was taken maybe 10 or 11 years ago, and I was doing my annual planning, and I invited my 2 daughters to join me on the exercise. And this is what I want to share with you now. So take a flip chart, some post-it notes. I like different colors. It's helpful for me to understand different aspects. And you should start asking, what is success for you 5 years from now? What will really make you feel excited and you will celebrate if you accomplish? And then you write it here and put at the top in the center. This is your North Star. This is the direction of journey for your professional life. After that, you should go a little bit down and think, okay, to reach to this point today, in 5 years, what I need to do in 2 or 3 years. Then you put it here. Then you should go down and say, okay, to reach to this in 2 to 3 years, to reach my North Star in 5, what do I need to do next year? And then finally you say, okay, to do this next year, what do I need to do now? These are your projects. So what I want here is to show the direction of your journey. To reach this North Star in 5 years, you should go to this path, then in a short term, this, and now this. So you are finding from short term to long term. These will give you a sense of direction. Let me give you a simple example. Let's suppose I want to become a farmer. So my North Star, it's in 5 years, I want to live in a farm and work as a farmer. Remember, I'm not an agricultural engineer, I'm a chemical engineer. So I don't know anything, but this is where my passion is. I want to bring a direction to my life or build an option to become a farmer in 5 years. So to become a farmer in 5 years, what do I need to get in 2 to 3 years that will enable this to happen? So I need to study agriculture. I need to study livestock. I need to buy or lease a property. And then I can say, okay, then what I need to do next year? For example, I can do an online course on sustainable farming. I can do a training, or I can become a member of a farmers association. So I'm looking long term to short term. And this is where your projects will be. So let me give you a different example now. Let's suppose that you want to do a course now on graphic design. And look, I love graphic design. But graphic design is driving me towards the direction of becoming a farmer. Maybe it's good, but maybe it's not for that North Star. You do not need to have one single North Star. You can have 2 or 3. They must be the relevant ones. Things that you really want to accomplish in 5 years, that will make you fulfill your life. And then from here, you have the initiatives. What we need to do now, we need to manage this part here, because usually you have here 1, 2, 3. And down here, 20, 30, 50, 100, different things that will sustain this path. The next step of the process is to map this here. It's exactly to build this. And in order to build this, I need to start by drawing a y-axis and an x-axis. Here I will put cost, and here benefit. What is cost? You may think that cost is just money, the amount you are spending. It's above and beyond that. Cost is much more related to effort, to the stress, to the headache, to the pain of doing that project. And benefit is how that project helps you to reach your path. Maybe it has a good benefit if your direction of travel, if your North Star was a different one. So you need always to keep in mind benefit towards the direction you want to travel. And then basically you will start mapping this. This is a small version. Usually I do this in a very large paper. What you need to do now, you need to start putting the post-its on this map, trying to put them in a relation to their cost and their benefit. So let me use here, and let me put the first one. This is a project that I want to do, one of these ones that I want to do, and I place it here. Low cost, low benefit. Do you know how do I call these projects? Distractors. They are the irrelevant ones. They are very easy to do because the cost, the effort is very low. But the benefit, it is still very low. So it's an irrelevant initiative. If we take this initiative and move up here, then it's a different situation. I'm facing something that has a low benefit, but a very high cost. This is the worst possible idea. This is the worst possible project you may have, because the cost is too high and the benefit, it's not, it's like, let me give you just a funny example. It's like you telling me that you want to go to the moon. Okay, the cost of you doing that, I don't even know how to price it. And the benefit for you to become a farmer, it doesn't make sense, right? So it's here. If you move this project from here to this direction here, what you can see? You can see a high cost and a high benefit. Oh, this is where most of the pain in most of the relevant projects will be. Because they will deliver the results, but they cost a lot. It's a dramatic effort. For example, my PhD was here up to last year. So it was a very relevant project to myself and to the direction of travel I'm doing, but it's extremely expensive in terms of effort. And finally, this one here. High benefit, low cost. Oh, this is, I would say, it's the dream of every single one. I have a dream to have all my ideas around here. Super high benefit and very low cost. But I need to be honest with you. These are very unusual. Most of the ideas will follow a path like this one. Because, you know, it's not, there is no magic. Maybe if you have 100 of things here, it's because you are overestimating benefit or underestimating cost. Maybe you can find one or two pockets of very nice ideas, but most of the things will follow this path. Most of the things will happen like this. They will happen here, 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 around this. It's like this cloud here. It's always around here. Another important thing that you may feel challenged is that you see that I spoke many times about adaptability. Say, you need to be adaptable, you need to have options. And for some of you, you may think, when Ricardo is putting this into place, he's in some ways solidifying me. Not at all. This is why I use post-it notes. This is something that you evaluate here now, maybe tomorrow it's here, maybe it's here, maybe it's here, maybe you change your decision over time. And I want to explain to you, most of the things in life you cannot control. But that small piece you can control, then you should put your DNA on it and make the best of what you can control. And look, if we have all of this ready and something happens, I usually do this once a year. But when COVID-19 arrived in early 2020, the first thing I did, I took this, I put on the wall in my office, and I rechecked every single post-it. Said, is this benefit still valid? Is this cost still high or low? For example, one of my North Stars is very much directed to travel, to know different things. So I have some post-its that were related to travel. So what happened? They were here, around here. The cost became very high. Not because the air ticket became expensive. Travel became much more challenging because of coronavirus. So most of them I had to remove. And others just pop it up. And one example I'm doing, it's when you see this series I'm recording now, it's one of my post-its. It's one of my post-its. So as soon as you do all this mapping and move them, you need to start selecting what you want to do. Usually what I do is I start by removing this that I'm calling garbage, because they are just irrelevant and very tough to make. These here, if I'm lucky enough to have something around here, oh, then I will do them. And then around here, I will decide, okay, these are the very hard ones and very good ones. I cannot do everything. So I pick the ones I want to do. And then I start doing them and monitoring them. Usually what I do is I try to put maybe a mark here or
I use colors, and I start trying to map the ones I will do and the ones I will not do. So at the end, I have around 100 post-its, and I pick maybe 30, maybe 40. This year, for example, I'm picking 38, but it's your life, it's not my life. So you need to decide what you will put in yours. One thing that is extremely important, and this is a war that I have many times with myself when I'm doing this, it's the anxiety of doing everything. You look to this and say, oh, this is so great, let me do everything. Let me do this, I need to do this. But your day has only 24 hours and you have limited resources. You cannot do everything. You need to select. And I feel that because, for example, I love courses. I love learning. It's something that really drives me, my passion. And I cannot see a new online course. I get crazy. I want to do all of them. It doesn't matter too much the topic, but I want to do that. But what is the relevance of starting 10 different courses and not finishing any of them? It's like starting books. Books is the same. Every time I get inside a bookstore, I want to buy 20 books. And then I struggle to read all of them up to the end. So you need to get things done. In good project management terms, you need to reduce work in progress. Because most of the benefits of what you are doing are related to the conclusion of that, and not just the journey. So if you read one chapter of a book, and one chapter of another, and one chapter of the third one, you are not reading 3 chapters of one book. It's very important to get things done. So you need to select, because your time is limited and your resources. And you select based on the cost, the benefit, and your North Star. And what is driving you towards the direction you decided for yourself? Or building a new option, or for example, Ricardo trying to become a farmer. So everything that helps me here to become a farmer at a lower cost, it's a great idea. Right now, what I suggest you to do, take a piece of paper and start doing this for you. You start doing this. Take a post-it note and start playing with this. And you will see that many ideas will come up and say, oh God, I don't have anything to help me to get to this in 2 years. So you need to create projects that will create that capability for you. You need to do this, and you need to try and feel what you can do at this time with that. And in our last episode, I will give you some tips and I will cover some points that will help you to build your professional journey.